Hello, my lovelies, and welcome. Welcome back to my channel. This is Love, Truth, and Wisdom Tarot Guidance. My name is Gara. I hope you all are having an enjoyable day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are, and I hope you all are doing well. So today I'm here to bring you another pick a card reading, and today we are asking the question, what are the next big changes happening for you? So we have 3 piles here to choose from, and these changes could be in any area. I kind of just went with my intuition and just pulled from cards that I felt called to use. So this could be love, life, money, finances, all the above. So we have 3 piles here to choose from. We have the first pile here with the Temperance card. We have the second pile here with the Magician, and then we have the third pile here with the Death card. So feel free to pick more than one if you feel guided to do so. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not all the messages will resonate, and that is okay. Just take what does, leave what doesn't. Do not make it fit if it doesn't fit. I am available to do personal readings. If you feel guided to get a personal reading from me, that information will be down below. Sorry, I just had a brain freeze. Yeah, and then I just want to give a big thanks to all of you for liking, sharing, subscribing, supporting me and my channel in whatever way you felt guided to do so. I truly appreciate every single one of you. So thank you all so much for your love, your kindness, your time, your trust. It honestly really means a lot to me. I'm so grateful to be able to be your tarot reader, and I just hope that these readings, and I'm so glad that these readings are bringing you clarity and guidance to whatever situation you are inquiring about. So thank you all so much. So without further ado here, let's get onto your reading. Hello, pile one, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Temperance card, this is your reading for what changes, what big changes are happening for you next. So really good news. Okay, so first thing I see is all over the spread is that the next big change that's happening for you is definitely having to do with financial changes. And I'm talking big financial, there's some type of big financial opportunity coming your way. And I feel like this is unexpected. And I feel like this is coming in after a time where you felt hopeless, or there was a lot of struggle. There was a lot of just challenges when it came to finances, maybe work, maybe getting a certain amount of finances, maybe, it could be having to take care of home matters or just practical matters where you just needed a certain amount of finances, and it just seemed like it never was ending. You just were in this constant place of fear and worry and just challenge after challenge. And I do see that that is dissipating. I do see that that is coming to an end. I do see not in order, but I do see I do see in order for that to come to, for you to, for this opportunity to be presented to you, yes, it's an opportunity, but you have to make that step towards it. And I feel like that could be a challenge worth taking, because I do feel like once you take that step out of your comfort zone and don't let your fear or your ego get in the way, I do see that you will be very financially well off, very financially secure, very stable, just very abundant, living that luxury lifestyle where you don't have to worry about finances for a while. I want to say forever, but it's it could be forever, but it's for a very long time. I do see that this unexpected income or this unexpected financial opportunity is going to really put you in a place where you can rest and rejuvenate and take care of yourself, take care of others, take care of whatever you need to take care of without worry that you're going to lose it, or it's going to just be a one-time thing. I'm not 100% sure if this is a job. It could be for some. It could be that if you're self-employed, you're going to get a lot of customers or clients, or just be able to really take care of some financial matters that have been weighing heavy on your heart and mind. I do see that, this opportunity, like I said, in order for it to, the opportunity is going to present itself, but in order for it to manifest into something tangible, you will have to step out of your comfort zone. And I do feel like a lot of this, I don't know, but a lot of what you've been overcoming, a lot of the obstacles and challenges that you've been dealing with have taught you about self-love, have taught you that in order to achieve or manifest what you want to manifest, especially when it comes to finances or just security or, stability in whatever sense, you have to be secure and stable within yourself, especially with this Page of Cups, Ace of Cups in reverse. I do see that has been something you've been working on. It could be something that you're still working on. Like, you just have to be able to love yourself and know that you are worthy of all good things. You are worthy of this, financial security, financial opportunity, financial stability. I do feel like there was a time, you still could be in that time, but I do see you coming out of it where you felt like you just weren't deserving of certain amount of finances, or you just felt like it was never going to happen for you. It just, wasn't in your destiny, wasn't in your cards, so to speak. Like, it's just something that, like, was elusive to you in a way where you just felt like you didn't deserve it. And that was like the one thing that I felt like, that I feel like was really holding you back in terms of like you becoming more stable and secure and confident in yourself, was that you just didn't believe in yourself. You just didn't believe that you were capable of handling a certain opportunity or a certain financial income or something like that. You just didn't feel like you didn't know, you just didn't know maybe how it all tied together, how emotions and finances tie together. And it's one of the same, honestly. It's all energy. So if you're just feeling like lack within, you're going to experience that lack outside of you. It just is what it is. And I feel like that was maybe a hard concept for you to understand, but I do feel like you're coming to this conclusion where you are understanding it, or you're about to understand it in a way where you are no longer letting your thoughts, your emotions dictate your outside circumstances anymore. You're just in a place where you are able to see, almost like, I want to say, you're able to see the future. You're able to see what is going to happen by you feeling this way, by you thinking these thoughts. Like, that by feeling, lack or thinking lack, you're going to experience lack. It's just the law of attraction. It's the laws of the universe. So I do feel like you're in this place where you are starting to, it's scary. I do feel like you're still in this place where you're not comfortable with it. You're not really, it's just new for you to kind of get yourself in a place of self-love, because I feel like you've been in lack of that for such a long time. And I do feel like it's weighing heavy on your heart, on your mind. You're just worried, like, is this going to work? Is this really what I have to do? Do I really have to love myself? It sounds crazy saying it, but people really, it's like a lot of us really don't, put the two together. And it really is one of the same. It's all energy. We are energy. So it's like you're really just starting to understand the concept of energy, basically, and what that energy is bringing forth in how it's manifesting in your physical reality. And I do see a lot of beautiful positive things manifesting in your physical reality, but I do see that it's taken some time to get there, and it may still take some time to get there, but you will get there, with just, daily practice. So with the obstacles and challenges card, this is a number 5. So again, this is all about change. And I do see you needing to take a leap of faith towards like I said, towards an opportunity that will present itself. Now, I do feel like you are going to overcome this struggle, this challenge, this obstacle. I feel like it could be power struggles for some of you, because we do have the Lovers and the unexpected income here. So it could be that it doesn't have to be like a lover. It could just be like a business partnership or something like that, where you will have to learn how to work together to overcome this difficult period. It's not impossible, but I do feel like you will need an open mind, and you will need to be able to see the bigger picture of how things went wrong in the past and what you can do to make sure that doesn't happen again. But just don't get caught up in the past, in the obstacles and the challenges, if that makes sense. It's more about pausing and standing back for clarity and observing where adjustments need to be made. And I do feel like that is what's going to lead us to this trapped in fear with this 8 of Swords energy, which is like, it's the way you're perceiving things. It's the way you're thinking about things. It's the way you think about yourself. And I do feel like there are going to be certain decisions and that are going to be required of you to change, for you to be able to change this direction of where you're going and enable you to move forward in a positive direction. It's kind of like you're just learning, like you're in the school of earth, life is really about learning. So it's more like just not playing no longer playing the victim anymore. It's about taking the knowledge you've gained from your obstacles and challenges and applying it to a situation, either now or very soon in the future, where you may be in a competitive environment for some, where you're like up for a job opportunity that's like great pay, it's everything's great about it, but it's just a little bit competitive. Either way, I do feel like your perception of competition, because you're the only competition you have, it's like everyone is just you in a different form. Like we're all one. So it's like there's really no such thing as competition. You're just in competition with yourself. That is one way to look at it. And I do feel like this is an excellent time to kind of think in that kind of creative way, where you can like ask yourself, like, how can I make myself shine? How can I express my unique qualities in a way where, like, there's no competition? Does that make sense? Like, where it's just like there's no, it's like hands down, like, this opportunity is mine because it is yours. Even if this is a job opportunity, the job opportunity is yours. You just have to believe it's yours and kind of erase all the illusions of competition, erase all the negative, not negative, but like negating all those like denser feelings and emotions that no longer serve you. It's kind of like just your ego's getting in the way, basically, and a need for you to step outside your comfort zone. That is where your stability, your finances, your financial stability, your financial security is at. It's outside your comfort zone, and it requires you to trust yourself. It requires you to believe in yourself. It requires you to partner up. It requires you to not see everyone as an enemy or a competitive, situation, but as a partner, as someone where you both can help each other lead. It just requires you to think a bit differently, which I think is really, really good, especially since we have rest and rejuvenation here, which is a Four of Swords. So I do feel like you are healing from some type of way of perceiving yourself, perceiving obstacles and challenges, perceiving maybe financial situations. You're healing from that, because I do feel like there has been a painful cycle that is either has come to an end or soon will come to an end, where you were just not seeing yourself in the highest light. You were not seeing your finances in the highest light. And because you weren't seeing yourself, you weren't really trusting in your creative abilities. You weren't trusting in your heart. You weren't listening to your heart. You were kind of listening to that ego, that pride that says, I have to win. I have to be first. I have to get this, this, and this. Otherwise, I'm not worthy. Otherwise, no one will love me. Otherwise, this, that, and this. And it's like, that's not the case. You don't get the outside to match the inside. The inside first and then the outside. I hope I said that right. But that is what I'm seeing. You're like understanding that it starts within, everything within, so without. You know what I mean? So everything that you feel within is going to be reflected outside of you. So I feel like you're just learning that concept, and it is, like I said, something that is difficult, but it's not impossible. I think you just need to, compassion, rest, heal, tell yourself. The more that you can be self-aware and honest with yourself about what you're feeling and why you're feeling it without judgment, the better that this will work out in your favor. And I do feel like there's a lot, like I said, a lot of good things coming to you, but you have to overcome this hurdle of self-love, of a lack of self-love, a lack of, not believing in yourself, a lack of like rejection. I do feel like some of you have a fear of rejection. Goes back to the competition thing, like you feel like you're not good enough, or why would you get this opportunity because there's so many other people that are way better. You are those other people. You are better. You are that version of yourself that you want to be. Like, you just have to tap into that energy, if that makes sense. Which takes practice. It takes, honestly, it's easier said than done, but it is possible. And I do feel like there's nothing for you to worry about or rush through this process of understanding that you are the world. The world is just reflected within you, and it just takes a certain amount of patience, I feel, which I do feel like it's something you will get a hold of. So we have here the North Node, step out of your comfort zone, and we have here, don't let pride get in your way, full moon in Leo. And I want to start with this full moon in Leo, because I feel like this, with don't let pride get in your way, this is about looking after yourself. This is about focusing on yourself for a while, seeing you, and not in like not in a selfish way, but like letting go of which is falling away and allowing it to leave, like not fighting something. I do feel like this card does speak to me about professional relationships, so I do see that being a major theme of like what's the next big change happening for you. You're going to encounter some type of professional relationship, partnership that is going to allow you to make more money and be financially stable, secure, well off. Or again, I'm just seeing this like no worry, like you're just going to be sitting pretty. With this Nine of Pentacles, this is like my everything is the way it needs to be. I'm abundant. I know how to make money. I know how to spend money in a way that I'm not overextending myself. I know how to take care of my finances. I know how to take care of myself. I know what to do now. Like there's this like energy of like I know what to do. And I do feel like again, there's like this sense of like needing to balance your ego with someone else's in order for this to happen. So I do see someone else playing a role in this for you and your finances, which is going to be a big change, because I feel like you may have been a person that felt like you could do it all by yourself, or you weren't interested in working with other people because you just had this belief about other people, especially business partnerships, that they never work out, or they're always greedy, or whatever the case may be. That's something that has been holding you back, and you can no longer allow to hold you back. You have to be open to like a win-win outcome, a giving and receiving. Because I do feel like this person coming into your life will answer a lot of questions, but also will answer a lot of wishes that you want to see fulfilled in terms of your financial stability. So I do see a new commitment coming into play here. It could be a romantic relationship where this person is very financially abundant and can help you reach that or achieve that success within yourself. I do see that being a possibility as well. It doesn't have to be just a business partnership, but I do see some type of conclusion happening. I do see some type of partnership, falling in love with this person, falling in love with their way of their business skills, or whatever the case may be. Either way, I just see that it's important to remember that people come to us for a reason. And sometimes, it could be just for a season, but whatever the case right now, I do see that the person coming into your life is for a very important reason, whether it's for love, for business, for finances, for all of the above. Like there's just a really important relationship coming into your life, especially if you chose Temperance. That's all about balance, harmony, alchemizing, working together, giving and receiving. So this is all about giving and receiving, and giving people the opportunity to prove to you that they're not like what you have perceived business or lovers to be. Not everyone is out to just take. Not everyone is out to just, be greedy or money hungry. Like there are people out there who are very loving and caring and do care about people's stability in every sense of the word. And I do feel like this is something you perceived yourself as to be, that someone who maybe you are a person that, always had to take, because you felt like it was never given to you, or you felt like you always had to manipulate in some way. It just came from a place of lack. It came from a place of not believing in your skills, not believing in yourself, just rejecting yourself. And because of this, other people rejected you. Other people took from you. Other people perceived you as someone who wasn't able to take care of yourself, because you perceived yourself as someone who wasn't able to take care of yourself or take care of your environment in which way. So I do feel like that perception of yourself is changing in a really big way, and I really like it, because with this opportunity, this is like major. This is like a major opportunity. You're not going to want to miss this. I do feel like if obviously it's yours, you're not going to miss it, but it is something that you can delay. The more that you kind of like give into these beliefs that you're not good enough, or that you're not worthy, or whatever the case may be. I do feel like this is a gift from the universe, and I do feel like this is a lot of abundance in wealth, health, longevity, vitality, joy, a lot of gentle easiness, a lot of easy days ahead, a lot of, again, like no worry, no more worries. I feel like you've worried enough. I just feel like there's going to be times of goodness, of life, and it just feels like it's just ebbing and flowing, and it's just a steady stream of fulfillment. I do feel like it has to do something with the moon, and I am feeling this right before the Virgo full moon. I don't know if we've already had full moon in Leo, or we're about to, like, sometime this year. But we might have already had it, to be honest. But either way, this is like coming to fruition. I do feel like there is going to be, you just need to stay open. Like, I'm hearing that strong, like, stay open-minded, stay receptive. Also, this is the opportunity and gifts of emotional gifts as well will come into your life. I just feel like instead of focusing on what you don't have, like, there isn't, like, what you don't have, I feel like there's going to be a lot more of, like, focus on what you do have, and because of that, you're going to receive more, like a constant stream. I just feel like there's this constant stream of, like, joy and gifts from the universe, and to just accept whatever you receive in spirit of gratitude. And, you know, I just feel like, you know, gratitude always increases your bounty of, you know, tenfold. So I do feel like you're just learning the universal laws of the universe, and I feel like it's definitely working in your favor. If this is something you've been doing for a while, you're about to see it actually tangibly manifest in your reality very, very soon here. It's just like, you know, that feeling, or that saying where you're just like, as soon as you give up, that's when the manifestation happens. That's when the gifts of the abundance happen, because you're not having any resistance to it anymore. It could be like, as soon as you just be like, okay, like, just, I can't worry about this anymore. I can't focus on this anymore. I'm just gonna go rest. I'm just gonna go take a nap. I'm just gonna go watch a movie. And that's when that opportunity comes. That's when this person comes, like, knocking at your door, or, like, sends you an email, or that's when you get, like, a whole bunch of clients, or that's when you get that one client that, you know, reaches out to you and wants to buy a package from you, or, like, you know what I mean, or wants to, like, give you a so much amount of money for, like, a certain amount of, like, whatever your services are. Or that's when you get that, like, call to, like, come back in for an interview, or come in for an interview, and they really like your resume, or they really like your skill set. It's like, that's when you get that thing. So I feel like the more that you can just rest and heal and take care of yourself and focus on yourself, as if this is already taken care of, it will be taken care of, because the universe this is already taken care of to begin with. You just have to align with that energy, with that frequency, and it will manifest. And I do feel like this is something, you know, if not, this is something that you will come into knowing, not just by me telling you, but you'll get other messages and other information about how that, you know, how the laws of the universe work. So, and the laws of manifestation. So really great stuff, you guys. I love this. So I'm going to leave it here. So that is what I see for you guys. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope this provided you with some type of guidance and clarity to your situation. If not, feel free to pick another pile if you feel guided to do so. I'm sending you all so much love and light. Thank you for watching, and thank you for tuning in, and I will talk to you all later. Take care. Hello, pile 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Magician card, this is your reading for what are the next big changes happening for you. So, first of all, this group got, like, the most cards out of all the groups. So I do feel like a lot of major changes and things are happening for you guys. I as soon as I'm tapping into the energy, I'm just feeling really heavy, really, like, really dense, like, really just kind of, like, not overwhelmed, but it's like I feel like you all are going through a very deep spiritual transformation at this moment, and I, like, caught you guys in the middle of it. Does that make sense? Like, it's like you are going through a period right now where you are kind of feeling like you're losing your identity, but it was never really your identity to begin with. It's like you're going through this really deep subconscious change, and it is really heavy, and it is a lot. It's like taking a lot. It's almost like I feel like I'm out of breath, like either from crying a lot, or I just don't have the energy to speak or to really do much, even though we have, like, a lot of fire. But I feel like that fire, that passion, that energy is really transforming you all from the inside out. Does that make sense? Like, there's a lot of, like, stuck energy here, and I feel like the fire, because I say fire because we have, like, a new moon in Leo, new moon in Aries, and full moon in Sag. Like, come on, all of that is fire, and I feel like all that fire is helping you all transmute and alchemize and transform all these, like, deep, like, hidden subconscious fears about letting go, forgiving, loving, opening your heart. Like all of this is transforming your heart space. It's transforming all of you, but definitely your heart space, especially in terms of like giving people, forgiving people, and opening up to people, and you know, trusting people again, which is really just trusting yourself again. So I feel like a lot of you have been in this place of imprisonment, because we do have this card here, and imprisonment in for your own making, obviously imprisonment of your own mental subconscious blocks, like imprisonment of your heart, imprisonment of your mind, just a lot of fears coming to surface. And I feel like they're still coming to surface. This is why I feel like all these, like these bottom cards here are in reverse, because they're still coming to surface. They're still being seen. They're still being worked on. They're still being transformed and alchemized and healed. And you may, it's like maybe at certain times you feel ready to go after something, but then at other times you like, I can't, like it's not the right time, or I'm not ready to forgive, but I want to forgive. I'm not ready to, have compassion for that person, but I want to. And that is okay. The less that you can judge what you're feeling, the better that this will work itself out, and it'd be an easier time. Because I do feel like maybe a lot of you are kind of deceiving yourselves in some way, feeling that you shouldn't be feeling or thinking these certain thoughts. And all that's doing is just putting you in a place of shame and guilt and judging yourself. And that is the last thing we want to do, because it's just keeping you in this stuck energy. And I just feel like there is this new beginning that is wanting to appear, because we do have that card here as well, but it can't appear until you get rid of this stuck energy that I feel like is in your heart. And I feel like it has to do with either someone who has deceived you, people that deceived you, you deceiving yourself first and foremost, because we have the Three of Swords here and the Five of Swords. So this is like you telling yourself something that wasn't true, but you told yourself that to protect yourself, but you ended up just hurting yourself. Does that make sense? And it's like you are trying to come into balance with that, but it is hard, because it's like, that saying when you've been telling yourself the same lie over and over, even if it was like this a small lie, it becomes truth, and it becomes where you take your actions from. It's like you discovering that that is not the truth, that you have been telling yourself these lies, but instead of like feeling bad because you've been lying to yourself or to others, you could just be sitting in that energy, and spirit is really wanting you to just be like, to forgive yourself. You didn't know any better, and you did that stuff. You deceived yourself, or you were envious, or people were envious of you and deceived you because they were just reflecting how you felt about yourself. Like you just felt like you weren't able to be honest with yourself, because if you did, it would bring up all this hurt from the past, and you weren't ready to deal with it. So you had to wear a false mask, or you had to do certain things that maybe you weren't proud of, because of your conditioning, because of what you were told, because you were lied to, and you realizing like that it's no one's to blame. I feel like a lot of you could be looking up for someone to blame, and no one's to blame for this. It's more like taking responsibility and accountability for your part that you played, because maybe all this stuff that transpired, you being lied to, deceived, envious, happened when you were a child. And, at that point, there really wasn't much you can do. But now you're an adult, you're a mature person that is able to change that. You don't have to live by those standards, those rules, those lies anymore that I know are lies. You don't have to do that anymore. You can change the script. You can change your reality. But in order to do that, you have to be self-aware. You have to be honest about where you have deceived yourself, where you have deceived others, where you have kept yourself blocked off from others, especially in your heart space, where you have told yourself that you don't need others, but really you do, and pushed people away. It's just a lot of it was just subconscious fears, subconscious programming that you have been living and that have been programmed into you since you were a child, honestly. Hands down, that have kept you in this place of entrapment. And I do feel like you're in the process of unraveling that. And it is painful, and it is heavy, and it is uncomfortable, but it is something that you are in the process of still doing. You're still in this process of becoming a butterfly. And spirit is really helping you work on your confidence, building your confidence. When you feel like taking inspired action, Spirit is really guiding you to take that inspired action and not doubt yourself, not deceive yourself, thinking like it's just going to lead to the same thing, or it's just going to, you know, hurt you, or it's just going to like not work out. It's like, I do feel like this deception and envy card is heavy, as well as this financial material changes. But that's more of like a change. And I do feel like with this balance 11 here in the middle, you are trying to balance that out. Like it's just difficult. But with this number 5 here, this is about financial material concerns. And I do feel like a lot of you could be losing things around you or losing people around you, not in like a death type of way, but in like a, it's just being like stripped away from you some way, somehow. Like the universe is just like, you know, making you and giving, or not making you, but putting you in a situation where you don't have that financial finances to like do certain things, or you know, you could have lost your job, or you could have had a cut back in your pay or something like that. Like just things around you are becoming a little bit challenging, and because they're changing, and they're changing for the better, to help you see that those things are not your identity, that those things have been deceiving you. You don't need those things to be powerful or to be confident or to have a new start. It's like the universe is stripping those things away from you for you to see yourself for who you really are. And that can be scary when you have been hiding behind material things, when you've been hiding behind certain ways of thinking and feeling. Like they're stripping those away from you for a reason, because you exist without those things. Those things are not the reason why you exist. Money and finances, yes, is something we need, but it's not your identity. It's not who you are. Your heart still beats whether you have money or you don't. You know what I mean? It's kind of like learning that type of way of looking at things, because I do feel like a lot of you are very incredibly resourceful and are very spiritually attuned, but you don't use it enough. You don't use your spiritual resources quite enough, and the universe is like, you're too addicted to that thing, you're too attached to that thing, so we're going to take it away from you because you have abundant, what do I want to say, you have like an there was a word I want to use, but I can't, it's evasive to me. You are an abundant being. You're all those things, whether you have them in your physical reality or not. You have, everyone's bank account is your bank account, everyone's car is your car, everyone's home is your home, everyone's job is your job. You know what I mean? Like you have all those things, whether they are present in your reality or not, but you're too addicted to them. You're too attached to the outcome. You're too attached to the tangible thing of it. And the tangible thing of it is like the last thing of it being presented. Does that make sense? Like it starts in the ethereals. It starts in the ethereals. Sorry. It starts in the ethereals. It starts in the spiritual form. It starts, you know, it starts all like as above, so below. It starts above you, within you, you know, they're just the space that's holding it. I feel like I'm not making sense, but I know what I feel like. Those of you who resonate are understanding. It's like basically what I'm trying to say is you are a powerful force. You have the powerful forces within you to help you through whatever challenge, difficulty, changes you're going through, especially when it comes to your material and financial abundance. Everything is changing for a reason, and this isn't a time to punish yourself or punish others. And I feel like just know that your current conditions are transforming for the better, because you're transforming for the better. And I do feel like, you know, remembering that there are lessons, and we all have to go through lessons, and these lessons are to be understood in a way where you learn from it and you don't have to continue repeating this lesson. But it's only up to you. Spirit is guiding you and is helping you, but you have to trust. You have to take those steps. It's you're not alone. It's just up to you to decide how long it's going to take you to learn this lesson, basically. That's the best way I can say, because I do feel like Spirit is saying you keep blocking yourself and delaying yourself from achieving what you want to achieve, because you're still looking at the outside as like, have I achieved it yet? Instead of looking on the inside and seeing yourself as like, what have I achieved on the inside? And you have achieved a lot, but I do feel like there's still some ways to go here. But you keep stopping it at a certain point because you're afraid of like maybe getting to the root of the issue of like why you have imprisoned yourself, why you think these things, why you keep repeating the same financial hardships and difficulties, and why you feel like you never have a new start, or why you feel like you can never take action, or you don't feel confident enough. It stems from a deeper issue that you know about, but you're not diving deep enough into to really get to the root of it, to like pull out the root. You keep like cutting the surface of it, you know what I mean, with instead of just digging up the root and taking it out and just throwing it away. So I hope that makes sense. So I just feel like there's, and again, it has to do with like what you're telling yourself, what you are, because the Seven of Swords is like, again, deception and envy. It's like what you're telling yourself, you looking at everything, you looking at everybody. Your eyes are deceiving you, you know, your mind is deceiving you. You have to listen to your heart, and right now your heart is in pain. It wants to heal, it has been healing, but there's still some things that need to come up for you to fully transform into this beautiful butterfly and have this new start that you want. And I do feel like this new start is very close to happening because we have distant horizons here. So it's just within, it's like you can see it, but in order for it to be like right in front of you, for you to grab hold of it, you need to heal. Spirit is really guiding you to dive deep into your subconscious, because there's still some beliefs that you're holding on to that you don't need to. And I do feel like has to do with some resolution or forgiveness, or holding on to some resentments that you don't need to hold on to anymore. You could be beating yourself up for being this person who was deceiving, like I said, or beating someone else up for being deceptive or envious of you, or vice versa. Whatever the case, I do feel like that's something you need to let go of and see from a place of compassion and balance. See from a place of wisdom. See from a place of that we're all human and we all make mistakes and no one's perfect. We all have challenges. We all wear a false mask, or have worn a false mask, will wear a false, whatever the case may be. We've all been there where we just didn't feel confident or strong enough to show the world or certain someone or people who we really are. And we've all have been there. So it's nothing to feel bad about. It's nothing to berate yourself about. It's just something where you have to be honest about where you're holding yourself back, where you are still thinking that you have to hide, where you're still thinking that you have to deceive, where you're still thinking that you have to be envious of what other people have. You have all of that. Like I said, your bank account, everyone's bank account is your bank account. Everyone is you, just in a different, unique expression. So it's more just kind of seeing it from that perspective and just having compassion. Because again, there's like this new start that wants to start, but it's delayed at this time until you heal this wound of the way you see yourself, the way you see others, and the way you see the world. And everything starts within you. So when you change the way you see yourself, you'll change the way you see others. Others will respond accordingly, the world will respond accordingly, and you'll start to see a whole new reality where you'll just have ample amount of opportunities and new starts coming towards you. Because all this fire and passion, you could be a fire sign, you could be a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or have a lot of fire in your chart, or whatever's going on astrologically is just really helping you amp up the inspiration and like inspired action to take towards certain things. And I feel like right now the universe is inspiring you to take action towards this healing, towards this forgiveness, towards this residual like fear around you being vulnerable or expressing your emotion or saying sorry or feeling like you need to apologize or feeling like you want an apology from someone else. And whatever the case may be, you know, you don't need the other person. If this is like, and I don't feel like I'm not seeing like it's with another person. I feel like it just could be with you and how you feel about you. It's always how you feel about you that reflects into the other person anyways. But I just feel like there's this need to forgive yourself. And the more compassion or empathy you can have for yourself, the more you can empathize with yourself, the more that you can empathize with others, and you won't see others as being so envious or deceptive or hurtful, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, people are just reflecting how you see yourself. So again, like, I don't want to repeat myself, but I just feel like that's the concept that I feel like Spirit is really stressing for you guys in order to achieve this level of transformation that they really want you to achieve, because it's here for you to have. It's happening whether you like it or not. I just feel like the more you delay it, the more you're delaying your abundance, the more you're delaying your maybe travels, or, with the full moon in Sagittarius, it's like needing to see the bigger picture in all of this, needing to know that your confidence is your key to success. The more that you're confident in yourself, the more that you can be confident in others. It has nothing to do with others. Others are just a reflection of you. It's all about how you feel about yourself. And you will know, it's just like the more you're confident in yourself, the more you don't even need to be confident in others, because you are that person. You are others. So it's just like, and even if another person does, deceive you, you won't take it personally. You won't linger in it. You won't repeat that lesson, because you'll be confident enough in yourself to leave it, and to know that doesn't serve you. That's not something you want to engage in. That's not something that's going to help you, and you will forgive it, and you will move on. You don't need that other person to apologize to forgive it. You can just forgive it. Forgiveness is about you letting go of that attachment to that person, thing, place, whatever the case may be. So you don't really need other people in order to like help you release or forgive or move on. You can do that all on your own. Because what if that person is like not sorry? You know what I mean? What if that is it's just, we all have free will. We don't have to apologize or be sorry for anything. But it's like, are you going to hold yourself back just because they're not sorry? Like, no, you're going to forgive and let go and see them as a human being who is just, they're in whatever they're in. And half the time, hurt people. They don't mean to hurt you. They don't mean to deceive you. They're just dealing with their own shit, and they are just projecting that onto you, but it has nothing to do with you. And you don't need to hold on to that. You don't need to take that on. You need to release it and let it go so you can move on and not hold yourself back anymore. And this is a great time for you to change and reinvent yourself and rebirth yourself into a new way of being. And I feel like Spirit is really taking, like, I feel like drastic measures to shift everything for you, but you're just kind of having a hard time with your beliefs, which is fair. We all do. You're kind of resisting this change, and Spirit is really not wanting you to resist this. And there is some type of spiritual renewal taking place. It's like you're being initiated into a new way of being. Like, you're no longer a caterpillar, you are a butterfly. I feel like you've already become this butterfly, but you're still acting and thinking and maybe behaving in a way as a caterpillar when you have wings and you can just fly and move on. You know what I mean? And see the bigger picture and know that it's okay for them to be a caterpillar. You're not a caterpillar. It's okay for them to be envious of you that you're a butterfly. They will be a butterfly too. They just don't know it yet. They're not in that space where they're able to see it, and that is okay. Everyone is where they're at for a reason, but that doesn't mean that you stay stuck. That doesn't mean that you stay a caterpillar just to keep the peace or to make them feel comfortable. Like, that's just no. You've earned your wings for a reason. Like, please use your wings. And I also feel like this is saying, like, there's a lot of rearranging. Like, Spirit is definitely rearranging things for the better, and like, things are different now. And I feel like this, but you're still maybe holding on to things being the same. But things have changed for the better, like I said. And it's time for you to kind of meet yourself at that level where you're at. Because you're at a butterfly. You are a butterfly. It's just, you may be just scared to meet yourself there. I still think that there's, again, still things you need to heal for you to fully fly and break out of that chrysalis and move on. But you are a butterfly, and I feel like you just need to kind of break through this last little bit of healing, because and all that means is just doing things differently, seeing things differently, as uncomfortable as it may be. It's for your highest good. And it's a very lucky card to get this transformation card and the new start coming, which is a new moon. And I feel like a wish is about to come true for you once you break out of this self-imprisoned way of thinking and seeing things, and you just come into balance with yourself. And with the more that you come into balance with yourself, the more that you'll come into balance with others, the more that you'll come into balance with earth, and it'll all make sense. All I'm saying is it'll all make sense. You'll have this breakthrough. It'll all just come together in the most beautiful way, and you'll be so proud of yourself. You should already be so proud of yourself for even coming this far and for achieving what you have achieved so far. I just feel like you're a little bit stuck in something, and it has to do with like forgiveness of yourself first and foremost, and then others and stuff like that. So I just feel like there's this There's this like coming to Jesus moment, I would say, that needs to happen. And it will happen, and you don't need to force it either. It'll happen when it happens. Spirit is always inspiring you to heal it and to look at it, but it's like whether you want to see it right now or whether you're ready, which is fine. Like, Spirit is never going to push you or rush you. It's, they're just saying like you're delaying your own greatness, for no reason, when you can just let this go. It's not something you need to hold on to anymore. It'll work itself up. But like, Spirit's like, we got this. Like, you don't need to hold yourself back anymore. Just allow yourself to have that cry, to have that conversation, to, forgive yourself, and let's just move forward, because there's so much greatness coming to you guys. I feel like so much success, so much abundance, so much. You have three new moons, like, and one full moon. So it's just this last little bit of like seeing the bigger picture of things, and you're gonna have like a whole bunch of new starts here. Plus the Ace of Wands is here. Even if it's in reverse, it's still a new start. It's just a blocked energy right now, but yeah. So that is what I see for you guys. So I'm going to leave it here. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this provided you with some type of guidance and clarity to your situation. If not, feel free to pick another pile if you feel guided to do so. I'm sending you all so much love and light. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and I will talk to you all later. Take care. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Death Oracle card, this is your reading for what are the next big changes happening for you. So, okay, with the Death, so this is a major one. This is a change in which you will never be the same afterwards, and your life will never be the same afterwards, for the better, not in a bad way, but it's just a really major big change. And we also have the Tower here, so this is like a major I can't stress enough like how major this change is going to be, because it's gonna require courage, it's going to require strength, it's going to require you to make some very difficult choices. It's going to require you to have faith in yourself and to believe in yourself. It's going to require you to take a leap of faith on this new journey, because I'm seeing this change could be in various areas. It could be in all areas, but I'm seeing it as a moving house, moving states or countries, moving on from a loved one. It could be metaphysical, where you're leaving a past situation, belief, behavior, behind as well. Something that you've held on to for so long. It's, you've adopted it as your identity. You can no longer carry it with you where you're going, whatever the case may be. It could be a person, place, thing, a belief, a pattern, a work job, a job, whatever the case may be. But for some of you, it's going to be different for all of you. I feel it could be several of those things. It could be one of those things. I'm seeing mostly it's a belief. It's in like a way of living, and possibly a move, even possibly moving on from someone or leaving someone, whether this is like a significant other or you're moving away from family or something like that. It's just a major change that's already in the works. It's nothing you can stop, because I feel like some of you are like, I don't want this, like I can't do this. You can. It's being guided for a reason. It's just, you're gonna need to trust, because it's going to get a little rocky during this process. It's going to seem as if everything's kind of falling apart, and everything's not falling apart. We have the Five of Pentacles here, and this is a temporary card. It's not like, you have no pentacles. You know what I mean? It's like you have stuff, you have things to get through this. You have the resources and you have resources to help you through this. It may just not be what you're comfortable with. You know what I mean? You may have to depend on like a friend or a family member that you haven't spoken to in a while, or, you may just have to depend on spirit, which is new to you. You've never had to do that before. You may have, it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable for a while, but it won't, like, again, it's temporary. It's not going to be forever. The more that you resist this, the harder it's going to be. I have to stress that, because I do feel like you're resisting some type of rest, healing, acknowledgement. You're resisting some type of disruption that's already happening. And I feel like you intuitively know this, but you're trying to pretend, or you're trying to like, I don't know, deceive yourself in a way where it's not happening, and it's happening whether you like it or not. Like I said, this is already in the works. This is already happening. This change is already here. You're just going to have to go through it the best way you can and surrender to the divine, because we do have that card. So I think this is going to require you to surrender to the divine, which is something new to you. You're not used to that. You're not used to having your complete faith, putting your faith and trust into universe, spirit, all that stuff. That is new to you. But this is a lesson you need to learn, because you are universe, you are spirit, you are all of that. So it's basically just putting trust into yourself, which may be also something that you're not used to. It may be something where you need like tangible physical evidence that you're going to be safe, secure, heard, loved, whatever. And I feel like all that is disrupting. It's being stripped away with the tower. It's changing. It's dying. You're not going to have that anymore, because spirit is wanting you to rely on yourself, rely on spirit, rely on your higher self, rely on source, because you're relying too much on the outside world to validate you, to make you believe that you're safe, secure, all that stuff. And that's not the truth. The truth is you are safe because you are you. You are safe because you're the universe. You are safe because you are source and reincarnate. It has nothing to do with what you see. It has nothing to do with any tangible, practical items, a car, a home, a house, money. And that's a hard concept for a lot of us to grasp. I feel like you're going to need to grasp it, because that's what's happening. And there's like nothing you can do to avoid this. I feel like this also is like the beginning steps of a spiritual awakening of some kind. Also, it's the way you perceive it. This stuff doesn't have to be scary and bad and uncomfortable. It's a gift. We do have gift here. This is going to be a gift. This is leading you towards a gift. Whether you believe it or not, it is. And it just requires you to trust yourself and to make choices based off your integrity, based off your truth of who you are in spirit, because you are source and reincarnate, not based off what you see, not based off what other people tell you, not based off what you see with your eyes, but based off what you see with your third eye, based off the innate being within you. That's where you need to base these choices and these decisions on, because whatever is going on right now with you is not working. And spirit's just like, we can't keep doing this. And I feel like and spirit is you're just like, I can't keep doing this, but you keep holding on to it out of like a safety mechanism. And it's no longer keeping you safe. It's keeping you miserable. I feel like you already feel alone or lack in whatever situation you're in, but it's all so you're just holding on to it. And the universe is just like, you can let that go. We have more for you. We have a gift for you. This is a gift that this is happening, because it's not bringing you happiness. It's not bringing you joy. It's just making you complacent. I feel like you have a lot of great ideas. I feel like you're a leader. I feel like you are, it's like, what do I want to say? Like, you are worthy of success. It's your birthright. You have achieved so much, but when it comes to a particular area in your life, it's not coming through right. I feel like it has to do with your spiritual growth. It's like you're delaying or sabotaging your spiritual growth. You could have, and which is delaying, honestly, your financial growth as well, just FYI, because the two it's all energy. It's tied together. If you're not growing spiritually, how is your money going to grow? If you're not growing emotionally, how is your money going to grow? It's tied together. It's energy. And you can have all the ideas, all the ideas, you could work, around the clock. But if you don't have that innate trust and knowing that you are worthy of success and abundance, of opportunities, of choices, of gifts, then you're not going to get them. No matter how much you work, no matter how much you believe in yourself, no matter how many people tell you that you are worthy, that you can be successful, that it is your birthright. It's like, if you don't believe it, then it's just not going to happen. So I feel like that could be something that you are working on understanding, that you have to believe in yourself, especially with this Page of Wands reverse. This is a new chapter. This is a new opportunity you're embarking on, and you're scared. It could be a new business venture for some. I feel like it has to do with your self-worth, self-value. It's like, you could, like I said, you could have a lot of success, but you just don't feel worthy of it. And because of that, you lose it easily, or it never lasts long, or, because you just don't truly find yourself worthy or valuable in some way, or what you do as worthy and valuable, which is just a reflection of how you feel about yourself. But I just feel like it has to do with you learning that you are worthy. It's like you missed that lesson. You missed that step. So Spirit is just like, we have to come back to that. But you're avoiding it because I feel like it's going to bring up a lot of feeling of abandonment, feeling of rejection, mostly abandonment, feeling like you're not worthy of help, feeling like you're not worth. It's like this deep unworthiness that stems from your childhood, because the Page of Wands is always, like, to me signifies like child, like your childhood, an inner childhood, or an inner child, your inner child basically. And it's in reverse. So this is like a wounded inner child about worthiness, that you put on a brave face. A lot of people may not know about this, but it is something that you struggle with and you deal with. And with the Four of Swords being reversed, the universe is forcing you to look at it, forcing you to heal it, forcing you to pay attention to it, because it's been neglected and ignored long enough. You've been neglecting and ignoring your inner child long enough, and you can no longer do so. I'm getting strong Cancer vibes. So for some of you, you could have a Cancer moon, or a Cancer sun, or Venus, or just strong Cancer in your chart, or strong water in your chart. But I'm feeling like this is like my Cancer group. So I understand this because I have a Cancer moon. So this is something that I still work with and deal with on an every day. It's going to be probably for the rest of my life, I'm assuming. But, it gets easier the more that you just allow it and not hide it, and just be honest with yourself about where these wounds are coming from, or where these feelings of unworthiness are coming from. So again, we have the Tower here, number 16. We also have moving on, which is the Six of Swords. This is about embarking on a much needed spiritual journey, mental journey, emotional journey, just a journey to leave the past behind. When this card comes out, it's letting you know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. So I do feel like you've been through something, or you're about to go through something that's going to be really disruptive, transformational. It's going to really shake you to your core, but also bring you some much needed clarity and enlightenment that you have been maybe struggling to receive. I feel like the time has arrived where, or will arrive, where this difficult cycle in your life is coming to an end. I do feel like for some of you, this could be moving on. It could be traveling. It could be moving to a new place. It could just be going forward in a way in your life where you're making choices that are based off your innate, based off how you feel about yourself. Again, this also talks about like moving to calmer waters traditionally. And with the lessons you've learned from the past experiences, I just feel like it's time for you to approach this new period of growth in a more mature way, because you're much stronger for having gone through what you've gone through, or you going through right now what you're going through. You're going to be much stronger for it. I do feel like also this is like a healing process. So a healing process is underway. It's either happening or about to happen. And, you can set new goals now, especially with movement, choices, and decisions. Number 2 here, which is, I believe, like the Two of Wands in traditional tarot. You can set new goals, new desires, new objectives, and secure a more positive and successful future. Again, this is going to take courage. Again, this is because your mind has been so unsettled and worried the last couple weeks, months, days, whatever the case may be. And because you're healing, or you're going through this healing process, which is being like forced upon you by spirit for good reason, your mind is going to be more settled. You're going to be less worried. You're going to see synchronistic events. A lot of you could be seeing angel numbers for the first time, or starting to see angel numbers. I'm getting a lot of 2s. You could be seeing a lot of 2s for some of you. But I do feel like there's going to be the right conditions are going to be brought to you, and it's going to introduce new people into your life for your highest good. So for some of you, this could be leaving old friends. This could be leaving a relationship that's just not working, that it's just, you feel like it's holding you back in some way. And it's like in retrospect, spirit's just like, it is holding you back. And it's not them holding you back. It's you thinking that you need them. It's you thinking that, that saying, everyone comes into your life for a lifetime, a reason, or a season. I do feel like this is a situation that was very for a reason, but also seasonal. It wasn't for a lifetime. So again, this could be friends, this could be a lover, whatever the case may be. Their time is up, and it's time for you to move forward, and you have to do so. It's like, you have to, but leaving that behind is painful. Just go through the pain. It's okay. Obviously it's going to be painful to leave something behind, to a whole new territory that you don't even know what's happening. You know what I mean? You don't even know what you're going into, but it's better than staying where you're at. And I feel like with the Tower moment, you can no longer stay where you're at anyways. Like, you have to move forward. You have to. And this is not something you have to move on from. It could just be saying you have to rebuild it in a way that's more honest, that's more authentic, that's more truthful. Like maybe telling this person like, hey, I have abandonment wounds from my childhood, telling them a childhood story. Or hey, I have, father wounds, I have mother wounds, I have, whatever it is you are dealing with. It's about rebuilding from that place of honesty. If you want to. If for some it could just be moving on and doing this healing journey on your own. It could be, and I do feel like that's going to be the case for most of you. For some of you, you're going to be healing with another person or whatever the case may be, but this is a gift. And I do feel like once you decide to move on, once you fully surrender and let go of what's no longer serving you, you're going to meet this person that's going to bring you this gift of healing, that's going to bring you this clarity, that's going to bring you this success, that's going to bring you this new way of seeing things. I do feel like there's just a major change going on. We have like change here, official person and a gift. It's honestly beautiful energy, but going through it sucks, not gonna lie. And it's just gonna have to suck, and you're just gonna have to surrender and accept the fact that it sucks, but it's for a higher purpose. It's for a better reason. Again, we have courage here. It's going to take a lot of courage. And see how this water is like thrashing against all these rocks. It's difficult, it's hard, it's uncomfortable. It's like all these emotions are going to be coming up for you or have been coming up for you, and they're just thrashing around until you're just gonna have to let them thrash around until they settle. Like you can no longer suppress it, you can no longer hide it, you can no longer like ignore it. It's just gonna have to play itself out, and you get through it how you get through it the best that you can, you know what I mean, without suppressing it, without ignoring it, but just allowing it to be, because it will pass. Everything passes, and it's okay to lean on support. Again, maybe calling a friend you haven't spoken to in a long time because they carry good advice, or calling a loved one because they, like a family member, because they give good advice. It's no longer feeling alone. It's no longer trying to hide the fact that you're not okay, because we all have moments where we're not okay. Obviously, we're human. It's about, instead of doing what you did habitually to hide that you're not okay and pretend that everything is good, it's about allowing yourself to be like, I'm not okay, I need support, or I need to reach out to this person, or like saying like, hey, can we meet up, can we chat, I'm not doing well, I need some advice, or I need some guidance, or I just need someone to listen, I need someone to be there for me. Because you know what I mean, it's just about being honest and being vulnerable in that way, and it is going to bring you so many blessings and gifts, and it's going to make you feel even more confident than you could ever imagine you feeling, just by you expressing that vulnerable side, just by you making that decision to reach out to a friend, or to move on, or to let something go or someone go, or to, work on your spiritual healing, work on your abandonment wounds, work on your father wounds, your mother wounds, work on your wounding in a general sense. The more that you can surrender to this, that you have wounding, maybe you've been neglecting, ignoring that you are wounded, we're all wounded. It's nothing to be ashamed or judge in any way. It's just, it has to be dealt with. And now is the time to deal with it, because Spirit's like, we've been giving you time and you're not doing it. So now we have to do it for you. So now we have to disrupt your life in such a way you're going to feel out of sorts. You're going to feel out of alignment for a while. Again, it's just going to suck. You have the courage, the strength to get through it, to move on from it, to make better choices based on truth, based on surrendering, based on love instead of fear, instead of, a facade, pretending. And again, you're gonna a transformation of any kind, especially spiritual transformation, is painful. It's like basically having a dark night of the soul. I'm not getting that per se, but it could be. I just feel like it's a deep transformation of the way you're thinking, the way you're moving, the way you're feeling. You've been out of alignment for quite some time, meaning your thoughts, your actions, and your words have not been cohesive. They have not been in alignment. It's like you're thinking one thing, saying one thing, doing another. It's time for that to come into alignment. In order for that to come into alignment, you have to see yourself for who you are, meaning all of you, not just the light versions of you, not just the successful versions of you, but the shadow versions of you, the versions of you that you hide and pretend that aren't there, the versions of you that, that you're angry, that you are angry at your parents, that you resent your parents, you resent your loved one, you resent your friends. Like all of that stuff needs to come up. Doesn't make you a bad person, just makes you human. Just needs to come up so it can be released, so the universe can see it and the universe can free you from it. That's all. That's all you need to do. And that could be talking to someone. This could be talking to your parents, your friend. This could be writing a letter, like an angry letter, that works for me. That I do that all the time, where I'm just like, write a letter of all my anger, all the people like I'm just like I hate, or I'm just like, I don't forgive you, whatever the case may be, without any judgment, because we all have those emotions and they need to be expressed. When they're not expressed, that's when trouble starts. That's when we start seeing like wars and all this other shit that's just unnecessary. If we were to just express our feelings without judgment and just be vulnerable, because they're not you. You're not your feelings. You're not hate. You're not anger. You're not happy. You're not joy. You are, well, I mean, you are those things in truth, but like you're not the denser feelings. You know what I mean? You are a love light being. You are a light being. You are joy, abundance, happiness, prosperity. But again, you're also the denser ones as well. You know what I mean? But you can transcend those, and those transcend into your light being. I feel like I'm all over the place here. Basically, what I'm saying is that you are a light being. You have shadow aspects of yourself. That's okay. They're not you, you don't take those with you when you transition. They're just part of being a human. You know what I mean? Part of being a human being, living the human experience, is you have those emotions and they're okay. You don't have to judge them. You don't have to pretend they don't exist. That just makes matters worse. You just have to see them. You just have to allow them to be seen. Feelings just want to be heard and seen, and then they leave. That's it. And it's about being neutral. It's not about picking a side of like, I have to be all love and light all the time, or, I'm all this dark, dense energy. It's like you see it for what it is, as just being energy. You are energy, and it's just energy moving through you, like the infinity sign. The infinity symbol where it's like, you like a 8, like a figure 8. You're that middle part in that infinity symbol. You're just letting the energies like in and out go through you. And sometimes you get attached to one side, which is fair. We're human. That's how you learn. And sometimes you get attached to the other side, which is fair. Always try to find yourself in that middle ground where you can just allow the energies to pass through you without attaching yourself to those energies, without attaching yourself to those feelings, because you're not those feelings. You're just the observer. You're the observer of these feelings, of that energy. That's all that you are. You're this all encompassing of everything. I feel like that's way better than what I was saying prior. So I hope that makes sense. Like, you get what I'm saying. So I just feel like, this is a big lesson that you're learning. This is a big transition. This is a big transformation that's happening right now. It doesn't seem big, but for some reason I feel like it's major to you, because it's different than anything you've ever done or experienced or believed in or thought about. You know what I mean? Because it's not like we have like a lot of major arcanas here, but it's like it's a major transition, because it's going to change your life for the better. It's going to bring you so many gifts and so much love, like unconditional love, not conditional love. You know what I mean? I feel like you've been used to conditional love. Maybe you didn't know it was conditional love until something happened, and you're just like, why do I feel trapped? Why do I feel like this is not the way someone should treat me? Why do I feel like this is not the way I should be treated? What's going on? And why. We all know why, but it's like whether we want to deal with it or not is what happens. And most of the time we don't. Most of the time we're just like, okay, status quo, whatever. At least I'm happy. At least I know this person. At least I feel comfortable here. But it's like the universe always wants you to step outside your comfort zone, to like, if something's uncomfortable, it's for a reason. It's because you don't need to be there. You don't need to hold on to that. I read somewhere like a quote that was just like, once you hear that thought in your head that says like, I deserve better, that is like your your number one sign of the universe basically saying you do deserve better. We're giving you that information for a reason, because not everyone thinks that way. So if you ever think or feel that you deserve better, that's spirit guiding you. That's your innate saying you deserve better. This is not for you. Please move on, basically. Which is hard for people to think, and they're just thinking like, oh, it'll pass. We're just having like whatever. It's the universe saying you do deserve better. We have better for you whenever you're ready. You wouldn't feel that if that wasn't the case. Like I said, not everyone thinks and feels that. Some people are very happy where they are and know that this is what they deserve, and others, we have those thoughts now and then, and those are those thoughts and feelings. And those are those thoughts and feelings that are innate guidance signaling us, saying like, oh, there is better out there. Basically, that's all it's saying. There's better. When you're ready to move on from this, we have better for you. Okay, I feel like I've rambled long enough, so I'm going to leave it here. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this made sense. I hope this provided you with some type of guidance and clarity to your situation. If not, feel free to pick another pile if you feel guided to do so. I am sending you all so much love and light. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and I will talk to you all later. Take care.